All right, what's going on, Aquarius? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader. I'm doing your guys' sign. I just did Aries and Pisces, and that was just simply because they just didn't get into that batch of readings that I did, that you guys did get a part of. So that was kind of like my, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose, obviously, but you know, some people will be salty, like, you know, people just be unsubscribing after a couple days. It's like, y'all are entitled as fuck, and I don't get nearly enough credit or views to, you know what I'm saying, be stressed out about it at all. So for those of you that are still subscribed or have chosen to subscribe, that still show up for your girl as I show up for you, I'm so grateful for you, really, truly, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. That is why I'm doing your guys's reading today as well. Just because you guys had the most views, so I decided, because they didn't get a part into the other like I said, last batch of readings, I did theirs first. But you know, aside of, you know, the rest of the signs, I am doing yours first because you guys, like I said, got the most views, and I'm so grateful for that on your last video. So this is like my thank you to you for showing up for me in that way. I'm doing your reading now. So this reading is specifically in regards to, this is a seasonal thing, so I do intend on doing these for each of the seasons, obviously, as they come. But this one in particular is for the current season we are in, which is the winter season that started on December 21st, and the winter solstice basically that ends on the real new year, which is March 19th. Okay, so this is basically getting messages from the spirit about what is the next major turning point for you guys, or the next major event. All right, so I have only major arcanas here that I pulled in this first row. So we're talking about what your next major turning point is for you guys during this season, from the times I specified, and then how is it benefiting you, how is it challenging you, and advice from spirit, and breaking each of those down with the tarot a little bit more with the potential outcome. Okay, so remember, these are general readings. They're not going to resonate with everyone, nor are they meant to. So please use just an opportunity to exercise your own intuitive muscle, use your own discernment with this reading, as well as any other readings that you have on messages that are meant for you. And if you are so guided to book a personal private consultation, feel free to reach out. I'm definitely available for that as well. All right. So I feel like, just so far, looking at, well, to start, I should say, looking at the bottoms of the decks that I've used so far, some of you, I feel like some of you are kind of like holding back. Okay, this could be someone that is around you. I feel like someone around you is either lying about money, or having an income that you don't know about. Okay, that's not going to be for all of you. For some of you, that is who this person is. It's a soulmate. It's someone that you're with, someone that you're dating, married to, whatever. And I feel like it's something that's growing. Okay, it's an income stream that is growing. Now, this could be yourself, right? Take it as it resonates. If it even makes sense to you, if it's something you've been feeling or have an inkling about, wasn't sure, this could be confirmation. Now, for others of you, this could be yourself, where some of you are being guided at this time during the season to kind of come up with some type of strategy. Maybe start saving money, putting maybe money into, I'm hearing, a trust fund or some type of index fund where it can grow over time. Okay, and we also have the World at the bottom. Okay, so for some of you, this has to do with traveling. Okay, some of you may be trying to travel, so maybe you're being guided to save money at this time, especially if your business is growing or your income is increasing. Some of you may have just gotten a raise, or have, you know, started something new. It has the potential to grow. I feel like it's already growing. That's already happening. Okay, this is like harvest season, basically, that I feel like you guys are coming into, or this can definitely take place. I'm hearing the third month, so March. For some of you, this is definitely going to happen in March, where some of you are being guided to save your money right now. Come up with some type of plan, strategy. For some of you, it's a budget, in order for you for your money to grow properly. Okay. So let's get into your reading, because I just was seeing some of the cards that flipped over, and I flipped them back down because I don't want to get confused and convolute the message as I start. I want to be able to focus on, you know, the ones that I'm on while I'm there. But yeah, I feel like this is about to get deep, y'all. So buckle up. Okay, so Aquarius, let's see what we got for you guys. What's your next major turning point? So we have the Emperor and the Judgment. So Emperor and the Judgment. So the Emperor can definitely be a father figure. This is Aries energy, Pisces energy. So some of you may be dealing with the Pisces, and it's interesting too because I'm gonna say why about the Pisces. Some of you may be dealing with the Pisces. Some of you, that could be who the soulmate is, whether it's someone that you're currently already with or someone that is coming into your experience that you guys might meet, maybe while out traveling, you know, whatever, is because this soulmates card came up in Pisces advice, but however, it's on the bottom of your deck here, and the World came out for them as one of their major turning points. Okay, so like I said, some of you may be dealing with the Pisces. If you are, obviously this message could definitely be for you. So like I said, use your own intuition, your own discernment to, you know, decipher what messages are yours and which ones you could just simply leave for someone else. Okay, so we have the Emperor and the Judgment. So I feel like it feels like some of you, whether this is could definitely be someone that you're with, right? This could definitely be a partner, a father figure, husband, someone that you have kids with. Okay, someone could be going through their own spiritual awakening. Okay, and so this could definitely be your energy or someone else's. So just let me get the messages out as they come. So what I'm first getting though, starting is some of you, this is a divine masculine that some of you are with. That's currently during this season, either they already have started it or they're going to come into a spiritual awakening. Okay. For some of you, this is also someone that you have kids with or have some type of past history with, could be coming back around wanting another chance with you. Okay. I know Mercury retrograde has completed. However, that doesn't stop our exes, right, from coming back around when they finally awaken to who we are, what this really was, what the connection was. For some of you, it's definitely a soulmate. It's someone that, you know, came into your experience as a divine partner, whether it was obviously meant to last or not. Soulmates always still teach us things. Okay, they're always still, you know, people that are sent to us to teach us, you know, lessons, help us evolve, help us grow, help us, you know, heal, whatever that might be. So for some of you, it could be, this looks like it could definitely be someone that you have kids with, or someone, some type of divine masculine that's maybe finally going through their own awakening, and they may need your support at this time. Okay, or they're coming, like I said, someone's coming back because they finally awakened to who you are to them, and they're wanting another chance. Right now, what I'm also getting here is, what this is also giving me is some of you are, this could be your energy, Aquarius, where some of you are awakening the divine masculine within you. Okay, within yourself. It doesn't matter what gender you hold, but I'm talking about the divine masculine that believes in themselves, that is in control of their life, of their decisions, that, you know, the divine self-mastery side of yourself. Okay, some of you, that is who is awakening at this time during this season. Okay, and so some of you may be in this energy of, you know, going through some type of an awakening where you're realizing, like, I need to get back in control of my life. Some of you may be awakening to seeing or realizing where, you know, like someone that you're with has been controlling you in some type of way, and now it's time for you to take back that control, where maybe you've given your power away to someone, and now you guys are in this energy of trying to strategize on how to get it back. Okay, or like I said, realizing, like, I need to do something else. Like, I don't belong here. You know, maybe this situation worked for a while, but it's not working anymore, and now I need to figure out, come with a plan to save money to get out of a situation. Okay, like I said, that's not going to be for everyone, so please don't try to force it to fit if that's not your message. For others of you, this is something you've already thought about. This is something that's already crossed your mind, and you may have kind of threw it out of your head as soon as it came in, right? But our intuition, even if it's difficult, even if it's hard to hear, your intuition is never going to lie to you. So I feel, and that's, you know, part of what my channel does is just basically confirm or remind you of things you already know. Okay, so if it makes sense, if it's something you've already been thinking about and you're like, fuck, I tried to ignore that, this is your indication. I'm talking to you. Okay, like I said, don't force it to fit if it's not yours. So let's clarify. So we have the 9 of Swords, which is clarified by the 8 of Cups. Let me get some water on that note real fast, because, ooh, child, I told you it was gonna get deep. I can already tell. So like I said, some of you, this is something that you're needing, that you already know you need to walk away from, that you're needing to disconnect from, to, you know, some of you are simply not happy where you are anymore. And I feel like some of you are maybe stressed out about this. Maybe it's giving you anxiety. Some of you are not sleeping well because it's like, you know, it needs to be done, but what's keeping you maybe or holding you is the investment, right? For some of you, it's like how much time you put into something, how much money, how much effort, how much, you know, all those things. But just know, anything you feel like you're losing by doing ultimately what's best for you, the universe is going to replace it. Why? Because you're not only choosing yourself, and so, you know, as within, so without. So whatever you put out comes back to you. Meaning, so if that's, you know, it's karma isn't only what you do to other people, it's how you treat yourself as well. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, when you show the universe that not only do I trust you, I trust what I'm being guided to do, but I trust that anything that I'm leaving behind or ultimately sacrificing, as in surrendering and giving up, that you will replace it tenfold. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like some of you, that's where this Nine of Swords energy, I feel like, is coming in, where some of you know that, you know, in order to go towards, you know, whether it's another situation or just, you know, simply going towards something that makes you more happy, right? Something that makes you feel more fulfilled, more in alignment, it's going to require a sacrifice. And I feel like some of you, that is what this Nine of Swords is representing. It's going to stress you out. And I feel like for some of you, that could also be what this is, that some of you know that there's something you needed to walk away from, or that you've maybe recently, let's say, for example, gone through a breakup and someone's coming back around asking for another chance. Okay. And like I said, if there's kids involved, that could definitely obviously make it a little more difficult to choose, you know, to make the decision that ultimately, you know, is what's best, because there's kids involved. It's obviously you want to do what's best for the kids and all these things. However, you know, understand that we all signed up, our souls signed up to have these experiences with each other in this lifetime. So, you know, things aren't always going to feel the greatest. They're not going to always feel the best. And some people, no matter what you do, they're going to take it wrong. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, right? Even if you tell them, like, I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm not trying to do this or that, blah, blah, blah. People are still, you know, if they're hurt, if it's not going in their favor or their way, they're going to still find any little reason to, you know, be like, no, you're just trying to, you know, screw me over, or you're just trying to hurt me, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it really has nothing to do with them from that, you know, in that sense. So there's something to keep in mind. So how is this benefiting Aquarius? Let's see. So community, card number 7. Some of you may have a life path number 7, born on the 7th. We also have 29, the world, and hunger and gratitude. Okay, so it's a lot to unpack. I got the same amount of cards because it came out for this side, so I wanted to, you know, even it out. But it feels like this is benefiting you by, I feel like it's helping you guys, you know, really get out into the world and find your soul tribe. For some of you, this is finding community in other places, okay? Meaning that, you know, there's things that you're needing to walk away from, and it may be causing you some stress or anxiety. But for some of you, it's putting you in a position to be able to travel, to maybe meet new people, to maybe find people that are willing to help you, you know, kind of get back on your feet, especially if you're essentially finding yourself giving up, you know, a lifestyle that was maybe once very cushy and comfortable, right? It's like, you know, positioning you to really find community somewhere else, right? Some people, like, people do that all the time, where they, you know, all of a sudden, just suddenly, or it seems sudden, right, uproot their lives, and they have no family to turn to, no friends, or, you know, feeling like they have no place to go. But that's the beauty of the divine, of the universe, where some of you, because, you know, you're hungering more, some of you are hungering more. It's like your soul is craving to travel. Some of your soul is craving to see the world, to see what else is out there, to, you know, not limit yourself to what has been, right? And I feel like if you honor that, it's essentially not only helping you be grateful for even trying, for even, you know, allowing yourself to dream that big, but I feel like it's also giving universe the space to show up for you in a way that maybe you didn't think it would, you didn't think, you know, was possible, right? Especially when our logical mind can't reason with, how would this happen? If I do this, how do I get out of that? How would I do this without that? You know what I'm saying? It's like certain things your logical mind can't reason, and you're not supposed to. That's where the faith comes in. That's where the trust of the universe and the divine comes in, right? So I feel like, you know, this is also helping you to be grateful, you know, for what you've had, what you've experienced up until this point, but also, you know, have gratitude for your journey, right? For trusting yourself, for loving yourself enough to, and loving your soul and honoring your soul's path enough to you know, take a risk, to do something different, you know, to, you know, feel all this fear, all this anxiety and stress, and decide that I'm gonna do it anyway. You know, I'm gonna honor what my soul is guiding me to do, and I'm honor anyway, and go towards, you know, what makes me happy. You know, as we continue to evolve and grow and awaken and all these things, it kind of, that's a lot of times what happens. That's why it happens. It's because it's something that's been the same for too long. Maybe you've learned all you needed to learn in the situation, and now it's time to grow into something bigger, something greater, better, you know, or just different altogether. Just sometimes just something needing something different. Okay. And so I feel like some of you, that's where this, you know, coming up with in the world. Now I'm thinking about the world's out here twice as well. So for some of you, this is like kind of what I was telling Pisces, that there's a cycle that's needing to close, that is closing during this season, whether you like it or not. That's what the majors, that's why I was guided to do this reading, because the majors are essentially, and especially what they represent in the tarot, are events that are inevitable. They're going to happen one way or another. It's just a matter of, you can delay it, but you know, that's not going to always benefit you in doing so. Sometimes the harder we push against things that are trying to change, things that are trying to happen, the harder it gets, right? And not only that, the more intense it can be as well. When you're trying to push against something, it's like, you know, eventually when it breaks, it's like a big mess, right? So let's see what else. We have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So first of all, 10-10 here, okay? So 10s definitely represent new beginnings, okay? So for some of you, how this is benefiting you is, yes, it might feel like you're losing everything. For some of you, this might be giving up a life of luxury, a life of comfort, maybe feeling like you're breaking your legacy here, okay? But ultimately, you're dropping a lot of baggage that I feel like some of you just can't simply carry anymore, okay? And that could be, what I feel like is that some of you are just so overwhelmed, just so weighed down and stressed out, to where it's like, I don't even care about the money. I don't even care about the car and the house and this and that. The material things, I feel like for some of you, just don't fucking matter, okay? And I feel like some of you, that's ultimately how this is benefiting you, where you're starting to see the true value of this journey, which is not in the material. The material is like an added bonus, like it helps and it makes things funner sometimes and easier sometimes and all that, but that is not at all the point of why we came into this lifetime. This is not the point of this incarnation. That's not the ultimate goal, right? And then we're just, you know, not for everybody. Some people's soul did sign up just for that, right? That's why some people go through awakening processes and some people will never awaken. They're not supposed to in this lifetime. It's going to be different for everyone. But for those of you who are going through an awakening, or, you know, are experiencing that, or that's something, like I said, that's on the horizon for you guys, that's ultimately what I feel like is happening here. It's really ultimately benefiting you in choosing your energy over material items, okay? Choosing that I'd rather, like, I'm here to heal generational baggage and trauma and cycles. I don't call them curses anymore. That's why I'm not saying it, but because they're not, in my opinion, they're not curses, they're cycles, okay? They're things that keep repeating, and we call it a curse because we're not realizing that it's something that we have the ability, the power to stop. We just have to choose to respond differently when it comes up again, and a lot of people haven't, you know, they don't see it like that yet. So that's my take on that. But so I feel like it's ultimately benefiting you though, Aquarius, and just, you know, I feel like some of you, it's helping you, you know, see like, I want more. Like if I have to move, right? If I have to like let go of all the material possessions and things to let my soul live, I feel like some of you, it's like, you know, we want a bunch of money, we want a bunch of like a big ass house and all these things until we're weighed down with the responsibility of it, until we're weighed down with the maintenance of it. How much it costs not only to get it, but how much does it cost to keep it, right? Some of you, that's what you're experiencing here, where you're just like, it's just too much. Like I wanted the experience and I had the experience and I'm grateful for the experience, right? But it's just too much. I don't care for it anymore. I'd rather travel. Some of you, that's where you're at right now, where you're awakening to, you know, I want to travel. I want to be back in control of my own life, right? I might be getting paid well. My business might be doing well, or, you know, I may be getting a lot of money with my family and all that stuff. But I feel like some of you, it's just, you're realizing that it's more, you're carrying more than your soul wants to carry at this time anymore. Okay. I feel like it may have been good for some time, but it's kind of like I said, your soul, your spirit is hungering more. Your soul and your spirit is hungering to, you know, to travel, to see the world, to see what else is out there, right? To build community elsewhere. Some of you, it's like, I had a house and it was great, but it costs way too much to try to fucking keep up. And now I just rather travel and, you know, I want to build a community off grid or something. Like some of you are awakening to the truth of maybe the matrix and, you know, this whole experience, which, you know, when you do that, it's such a beautiful thing. And it's like, it's so freeing. It's so liberating. I'm telling you from experience, it's very liberating once you go through that initial awakening to start seeing like the truth, where you're just like, holy shit, I don't even care anymore about the material world. I don't give a fuck. And, you know, and it takes time to reintegrate it to where you now can balance and moderate, where it's not your ruler anymore. And that's what some of you are awakening to, where I need to get back in control of my life. I need to be the driver of my ship type of thing. Okay. And so I feel like some of you, it's ultimately putting you back in your power. So I feel like it's, you know, helping you have gratitude for all the experience, for all, you know, all the things that you have experienced up until this point. But I feel like for some of you, it's just your soul is seeking more. You're seeking change. Okay. And I feel like you're really being guided to honor that at this time. Okay. So I don't know if I recall 2 of those coming out until right now. I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's see. How is this challenging Aquarius? So we have these cards flipped in reverse. I didn't even realize that. So anxiety, 18 in reverse, and 53, magician and the mirror in reverse. And then we have self-reflection and beginnings. And I know the beginnings did flip out sideways earlier, and I just, you know, put it back upright. So I feel like some of you, this may be challenging at this time, because I feel like for some of you, it's kind of like you're feeling like you've given your power away in some type of way. Okay. I feel like, you know that maybe the anxiety, again, that some of you have been feeling, I feel like you know that by giving this up, letting whatever this is go, I feel like, you know, it'll relieve some stress. But it's kind of like, I feel like some of you are unsure if, when you make a decision, or if you made this decision, which it really feels big for some of you, it really feels kind of heavy actually. I feel like some of you are unsure if you're going to regret it later. Okay. But I feel like some of you need to know that, you know, right now it's really important for you guys to, you know, really go within and see how, you know, anything that you're experiencing, any challenges that you guys are experiencing at this time, how it's really showing you, it's mirroring back to you the energy that you're putting out, no matter what it is, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. It's all cause and effect. The energy we emit is what is returned, period. And so when we learn to not label our experiences as good or bad or hard or challenging or difficult or whatever, it helps it neutralizes it where it's just an experience. Okay. Because some of you have new beginnings that I feel like are trying to start for you, that are trying to come in for you, but some of you, whatever this is blocking that. And I feel like some of you, that's part of what the challenge is that you're ready for this. Some of you already know that there's new things that you want to experience, but you're being blocked from that at this time by staying somewhere that I feel like you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, you don't belong. It's just you're overwhelmed. It's just too much, right? Some of you have a lot on your shoulders, a lot on your plate, and some of you just simply don't get the type of help that you need to maybe maintain this lifestyle, or maintain, you know, your life, your business, keep working at a certain job where you're not getting paid your worth, you're not being compensated properly, whatever that might be for you. It's going to be different for all of you, but some of you, there's new beginnings that I feel like some of you are waiting to see, that you're like doors of opportunity that some of you are really wanting to walk through. But essentially, you know that by staying here, it's blocking that. Okay. I feel like some of you, it's like kind of like this is challenging you, because I feel like you're seeing how I need to step back into my power. I need to regain control over my life, over my circumstances. And I feel like that's kind of what's challenging you here, is that you're feeling like, well, if I give this up, then ultimately I lose control. And that's not necessarily true. Okay. I feel like some of you, you know, and if you're feeling like that, like, for example, if I give up, you know, my nice house and my car and certain material possessions that I have that I've, you know, grown value around, is that going to make me, you know, feel like I'm not as powerful as I am? Is that like what, like, is that gonna be, is that a divine reflection of who I am? Do I lose my value, right? So for some of you, this is simply, that might be the challenge here, that, you know, needing to do this is to show you that you're valuable regardless. Okay, some of you, that's the work that may be challenging to do, but it's ultimately reflecting that back to you right now. You know, for some of you, that's why your soul is you know, putting you in this experience to show you that, you know, that there's work to be done. If we place our value based on how much money we have or the material items we have, that ultimately, you know, means that if I don't have this, then I'm not valuable. Or if I give this up, then that means that I don't appreciate, you know, my life or whatever. And that's not true. That is not true at all. You're valuable just as you are, with or without anything. Why? Because as a spiritual being, as an extension of the Most High, you're beyond valuable no matter what. Even if you had no clothes on your back, just from being, just from existing, just from having the spirit within your body, giving you breath, giving you life, giving you air, you can recreate anything you give up, anything you surrender, anything you lose, anything that's taken from you, anything that's stolen from you. That's how powerful you are. And I feel like some of you, that's part of why this is happening, because some of you, like I was saying earlier, have given your power away without realizing it. So while you realize that, you know, this will relieve a lot of stress and anxiety, right? I feel like some of you are kind of like tying this to your value as a person, as a being. And that's where I feel like, you know, it may be difficult to do, but some of you, that's where this reflection, self-reflection comes in, okay? That essentially you're blocking yourself from having new beginnings and having new experiences by tying your value to material items and possessions, or feeling like, you know, if I give this up, then, you know, I lose my status or something. When, you know what I'm saying? It's all a perspective. It's how you choose to see it. So, all right, let's clarify. So we have the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles, okay? Clarified by the 9 of Coins. So yeah, like I said, for some of you, this is where the challenge is that you're essentially kind of like giving up what you've invested in, okay? Some of you, this is like things that you've been working on, that you've put in, you know, time, energy, and effort into, and it's been a long time coming. Maybe it's been slow growing. It's like, you know, some of you have really gotten down on yourself, have really felt disappointed, feeling like you're missing opportunities by, you know, staying here, by investing. And it's like, I feel like a challenge, because some of you are realizing like, I'm not happy here. You know, if I stay here, if I stay in this situation, I feel like that's where, again, where some of the challenge here is doing this self-reflection, is because I feel like some of you are realizing like, you know, it's forcing you to sit in this energy. It's forcing you to really feel this energy of disappointment, okay? This energy of, you know, like, I know I invested in this, you know, I have a family, or, you know, I started this business and, you know, it's doing great, but it's not fulfilling me anymore. And so now you guys are in this energy of having to sit and ask yourself, you know, does this have the potential to grow? Am I growing? Like, am I as a spirit? Is my soul growing? Is my soul evolving the way it needs to, the way it can, by staying in the situation? And some of you, it's like, you know, that you're really probably needing to be single. For some of you, this is definitely giving me like a breakup type of energy, or like a divorce type of energy, like leaving a situation, an environment, you know, something that, like I said, some of you have really invested quite some time, energy, and effort into, to build, to grow. It's like you know, but some of you are just, you're not happy. You're not happy. You're disappointed, maybe in your partner, or just in the situation itself, or in whatever this is. For those of you that resonate with the message of someone like hiding money from you, lying about money, lying about maybe having a savings account that you knew nothing about, you know, whatever that is, some of you are just, it's a challenge, but you're kind of realizing like, I need to be on my own. I need to restore my independence. Some of you love so hard, where you have essentially given all of your power, all of your energy, all like kind of like surrendered and given up your own dreams and goals for your family, or for your household, or whatever that is for you. And some of you are kind of like in this energy of like, I'm at a point where I want to be single. I need to restore my own sense of independence, to find out, you know, rediscover the things that I like. What do I like now with where I'm at right now, right? Now is the only time that we have, is the present. And I feel like that's where the challenge here is that some of you are really strongly feeling this nudge to, you know, disconnect from something, to give up something, to leave something, okay? And I feel like obviously it definitely affects other people, but I feel like some of you also know, you know, only you know the type of anxiety and overwhelm and sleepless nights and all that, and the stress that you feel. No one knows that but you. No one knows to the extent of how intense that can be, right? And so I feel like that's where the challenge here is that, you know, you're not happy, but you've invested so much. You know, you're just maybe disappointed in your partner, but you've also contributed a lot to this too. So am I ready to give all that up to be independent? Right? But there's, like I said, this may feel challenging, but there's just, it's an opportunity to reflect, to do some self-reflecting. Meaning that if I have that type of energy to put in towards, you know, building something with someone else, why can I not do that for myself? I feel like for some of you, this is helping you awaken to see how powerful you are all on your own. That even if you're a man or woman, it doesn't matter. So let's say for my feminines, right? Say if you're a feminine, this is awakening your own divine masculine energy, the masculine within you. Meaning the masculine, like for those of you that are like, say for example, have a husband, right? How normally, you know, women rely on the husband to provide, to protect, to lead, all those things. This is essentially awakening within you that same energy. That's essentially how we meet our divine counterpart in the first place, right? Is because we have to first embody this energy within ourselves, which then attracts and reflects that person back to us. Now, you know, in the occasions where we attract someone who we thought was our emperor, right? Because we're in that energy and we essentially give all of our power over to that person, that's where we rob ourselves of our own independence. And some of you are awakening to how you've done that. And now this is the energy of reclaiming your own independence by either really being single or just having that divine balance where you have your connection, you have your family, but you're also, you have your own life as well, where you're, you know, where it's like you're doing it together, where you're like co-parenting, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, but with yourself, where it's like, I have my life with my husband or my boyfriend or whatever, or my job, whatever that is for you, right? But I also have my own life and doing things that I want to do that, you know, make me happy, that make me feel fulfilled, that, you know, allows my soul and my spirit to continue to evolve and live and grow and all those things. It's just, it feels like for some of you, you know, you guys are coming to that point, but not everybody is meant to go where your soul is trying to take you. And that's where I feel like some of you are hungering for more. You're hungering for, you know, community, for other, you know, a soul tribe. And you may not have that with whatever situation this is. And that may require you to give up, or at least it feels like give up quite a bit. Okay. And I feel like some of you, you know, you're not really ready to do that. Or you guys may be really, you know, in this energy, it may be causing a lot of stress and anxiety because you're considering how that's going to affect other people. And of course we should, right? That's being a good person. That's being, you know, knowing that you're not doing anything that you're thinking along these lines. If, like I said, if this resonates, that you're not doing this or contemplating this from a place of, I want to hurt them, or I want to pay them back, or I don't care, right? That's why we're thinking about it. That's why it's stressful, because you are considering that. So, you know, don't feel bad that, you know, you're kind of awakening to the changes that your soul is needing you to make at this time. That's really what I'm getting here. Okay. I feel like you guys definitely have doors of opportunity that are just waiting for you to walk through them, literally. But also understand how the longer you wait, the longer you're sitting in this energy, how many opportunities are essentially passing you by as you're, you know, staying somewhere that, you know, you have to ask and decide, is this growing? Is this going anywhere? Are we like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you have to question that, then it's like, I might as well be by myself. I can do bad by myself. And that's where some of you are at, where even if you're just talking to someone, some of you, this could just be like, I thought this was my person, but I realized I can't have a legacy with this person. It's just me taking on their baggage. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for maybe the people that they introduced me to, or the people I met along the way, but I need more than what this person is able to give me at this time. You know, for some of you, it's really just that simple. It may not be as deep for all of you, right? As far as like, you know, actual connection or marriage or something like that, or family. For some of you, it's not that deep. But for some of you, it is. Okay. So like I said, take the messages as they apply. So let's get the potential overall outcome and we'll get into your advice. So we have the Page of Pentacles. This was also same position of Pisces reading. Okay. Same exact position, same card. Okay. Page of Pentacles, which is clarified, but their clarification card was a Temperance. Yours, on the other hand, is the Ace of Coins. Okay. So Aquarius, the potential outcome here is, and I say potential because Free will is definitely a thing. This is just the energy that's available to you, and it's up to you what you do with it, right? So the potential outcome here seems like there's, you know, there's an opportunity to start over. There's always an opportunity to start again. So anything, like I said, that you feel like you're losing, that you're giving up, that you're forfeiting essentially, you know, by choosing yourself, by choosing to drop, you know, the load, the baggage, the weight of whatever is weighing you down, or, you know, feeling like I'm not happy here, honoring what my soul needs at this time, there's always an opportunity to start over. There's always an opportunity to plant new seeds that will grow, just like they did here. You know, if this was upright, just like they did here, there's always an opportunity to grow. And I'm gonna tell you why again, because at the bottom of this deck, okay, we have blossoming abundance 3. All right, this is the growth, creativity. This is, you know, what you've, like the coming of the seeds that you planted. For some of you, that's kind of why this is happening. Some of you have been asking for certain things, and this is the universe's way of having to break down certain things and get you to leave certain situations behind in order to bring that to you, and you're maybe not realizing it yet, that that's what this is. So, you know, understand that everything is happening exactly in a divine way, just as it's supposed to. Some of you, this could be challenging because you're maybe not ready to take responsibility that I created this. Okay, we have the man and the magician and the mirror, and also self-reflection. So for some of you, this is upright, but this one's in reverse. So for some of you, this is kind of like, you know, you're challenged with what you're being faced with, what you're facing right now, but not realizing or haven't come yet into the awareness that I essentially created this. And once you allow yourself to see it from that perspective, and trust me, it's not easy, because, you know, I have to do that all the time too, and remind myself that any challenge I've experienced, any you know, good experience that I've had as well, good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. I created that for myself. My soul chose to have that experience. That's why it happened. And but that's where the power lies, is when you take back that accountability of deciding, like, you know what, because I'm the magician, I am the creator of my own reality, you know, this is just mirroring back to me the energy that I put out. So that means that if I put myself in a situation that I'm not happy, I'm disappointed, I'm bored, I'm feeling like I'm missing out on life right now, I also have the power, right, to flip it, right, transmute that energy, do the reflecting that I need to do, sit with my own shit, heal my wounds, release that energy, and change my situation to restore independence, to, you know, go for my goals, go for my dreams, do whatever I'm needing to do. It's like whatever situation you find yourself in, there's always a polar opposite, right? Just like every hot needs a cold, every top has a bottom. It's like the pole, right? The duality of everything, right? Everything needs to have, for balance, like it has to have a polar opposite of the same spectrum. And that's what it feels like is here. You know, it's like some of you, it may be challenging or hard to hear that you essentially did this to yourself, right? But like I said, that's where the power is, because when you allow yourself to be like, yep, I fucked that up. I put myself in that situation to lose all that money or for this to happen, whatever. That also means that I have the ability, the polar opposite of that, right, to pull myself out of this and rebuild in an abundant, beautiful way. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like some of you are being, you know, guided or encouraged. You know, it's just basically offering, you know, an alternative way of looking at your situation. You know, when you, like I said, are, you know, able to see life from that perspective, it's so much more empowering. It's so much more liberating, because you're then not you're not run over or controlled by your circumstances. Instead, you control the circumstances instead of them controlling you. Okay, so like I said, it's just an opportunity for you to have something new, do something different. Okay. Ooh, I didn't realize we were running so long, but it makes sense. Y'all got a lot of messages out here, so I hope y'all have stuck around. If you have, you know, please let me know how this is resonating, if it resonates at all. I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with your girl. So Spirit's advice, beautiful. We have card 20, imagine, okay, and we have card 40, co-create. So basically, Spirit's advice is really, really simple. It's time for you to take the illusion, like remove any illusions that may be around you, meaning any like falsities, but also the belief or doubt that you can't have what you want, or that it's not possible for me, or it's too big of a dream, or, you know, that won't happen. Whatever that illusionary energy is, remove that. And now it's time for you to start over and really take the time to imagine the life that you want. Take time to visualize. If I want, you know, let's say to live as a digital nomad in Bali, right? what would that life look like? What would just take the time, and it does take practice to discipline yourself when your mind wants to run, especially for people like me who, if I wanted to, you know, carry or label myself with the diagnosis of being ADHD, I could definitely do that. But I just, you know, I'm choosing, that's how I take back my power, by not, you know, subscribing to certain, you know, conditions that we've been told, right? That's how you give your power away. So I'm just, you know, essentially helping you through not only my extensive research, but also through my own experience of how to take back your power in these ways in the matrix, right? So I feel like some of you are being guided to do the same thing, where, you know, it does, like I said, take discipline, but you're more than capable of taking time to visualize what would be the perfect, what would a perfect day as a digital nomad in Bali, what would that look like? What would be the first thing I do when I wake up? Where am I at? What are my surroundings? Like, how does that feel? What does that feel like, right? That is how you're essentially going to co-create with spirit that exact type of experience. Okay, so some of you, this is your advice from spirit. Imagine what it is that you want. What does it look like? And ask for it. And then the nudges of guidance that you're getting, the steps, whatever the actions that you're being guided to take, that's how you co-create with spirit, by taking them. I mean, there's, you know, your manifestations do require your effort. It does require you to take some type of steps. You know, it does require some work, right? But it's not hard when it's guided and when you're listening. It's what makes life difficult is when we push against it. You know what I'm saying? When we are, you know, doubting it, when we're questioning it, when we want it to be anything different than what it is. Okay, so very, very deep reading, Aquarius, I must say. So like I said, it's not going to be for all of you, but for those of you where this does resonate, you got this. You fucking got this. I promise you. You do. You're literally awakening your power. You're like stepping back into your power, because that Emperor is the Aries energy. The Aries is independent. So some of you, this is essentially about reclaiming your independence, whether you're choosing to be single, which could, like I said, for some of you be why this is in your challenge, where it's like, I don't know if I want to be single, or, you know, having to go through this whole process of breaking up or moving out and divorcing, all those things. I get it. It can be overwhelming. Some of you may feel like that could be also where the challenge is like feeling like, you know, I'm a failure, because maybe every other person in my family either never got married, or it all ended in divorce. And some of you may be feeling like, well, if I do that too, then I'm doing the same thing that they did, right? And that's not necessarily true. It's again, your perspective, how you choose to see it. And you don't have to look at it like that unless you choose to, right? So yeah, I feel like this is really about really taking back your power, Aquarius, in a major, major way. Some of you are reawakening that power within, and it may feel stressful. It may require you to walk away from some things. It may require you to leave some things, some people, situations behind. But, you know, ultimately, I feel like you're really going to be grateful that you did it, because spirit is, you know, while it may feel challenging to feel like I have to do this alone, you always have spirit. You always have the Most High. You always have your spirit guides, your spirit team, your benevolent ancestors, right? You always have them. And like I said, anything that ends, there's always an opportunity to lay a new foundation and have a new beginning. There's always an opportunity to plant new seeds that will grow in abundance, okay? It's just a matter of you choosing, you know, that I deserve for my seeds to blossom in abundance, right? And allow yourself to come out of, you know, behind this gate, this garden in the gate. It's like, come out of what's comfortable for you, where you've always been, and see what else is out there. Allow yourself to explore and, you know, get out in the world. That's what some of you, again, that already showed up a couple times. So that's what I have for you. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please smash that thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you have not. If you'd like, feel free to drop it in the comments on how this resonates with you. I'd love to hear it. I always respond to the comments when they come. So I love y'all so much. Until next time, howdy.